as it was pointed out in the morning, probably Light Bite Foods coming from the Dabur family is kind of brought more seriousness into the restaurant business, which was always regarded as a fun business. So when there's a more corporate play, there's far more maturity that comes into an industry, which I think we can attune to you. So what has been your strategy in terms in the last 3 or 4 years where you have seen growth of your various formats, and also how franchising has probably been a player for you, how you got it right, did you experiment, what challenges did you face across the way? And besides that, maybe there are new formats that you keep on adding on to your within Light Bite Foods. So how have you managed these various multiple cuisines and their DNA to come in under Light Bite and then expand them further?
Thank you, Ritu. Long question. I'll try to remember if I forget. Please help me in the middle. So, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Sharath from Light Bite, and thank you, Ritu and Gaurav, for having us today here. As you said that Light Bite is somehow seen very parallel to Dabur, and Dabur has a very systematic approach towards doing business. Yes, and therefore, the DNA from the directors, Mr. Agarwal, Mr. Burman, is that, you have to have a very formal system of working, and there is systems, procedures, technology, as Rahul mentioned. And definitely it plays an important role in growth beyond certain point in time. You cannot imagine your growth on manual systems, so definitely technology plays an important role, and so did we thought of and adopted that system and implemented SAP in our entire back-end chain. And it's a humongous task and a very expensive process and a very rigorous process and needs a lot of trainings and all, but we thought that we'll do it, and we did it. And hats off to the entire team back in the office. And growth in the last 3 years, it's not an easy business, as we've been hearing since morning, that as it might look very glamorous from a distance, but it is a lot of hard work which goes under it, like the duck example that Rahul cited just now. And last 3 years has been a very phenomenal journey. Light Bite won major contract with the Mumbai airport. That is one of the major things which happened in the last 3 years. And we are going to create 30 odd restaurants and bars within one new international terminal in Bombay airport. And in the middle, we also did some newer concepts in Delhi airport also. And travel retail stays as one of the strategic initiative for Light Bite. But we also went on to see that we did some franchising earlier. We opened our Singapore Punjab Grill in 2011, and last franchise store that we opened in India was in Bangalore, which is doing phenomenally well. As Narendra mentioned, that store is doing probably better than our equity stores also. Hats off to the team there. And that store we opened in January 2012. So it's been more than 3.5 years, if I say. But we didn't franchise because we introspected and we saw that we are not franchise ready. And while a lot of people think that franchising is business in a box, but it is actually not. So we went back to the drawing board and we actually introspected that when a person comes and pays you a franchise fee, somehow the system and the process is such, and the market psych is such, or the myth is such that person feels that he's bought you over and you're going to run that business for him profitably day after day, month after month, year after year, which is not the case. So we went back, we redesigned the entire franchise model, and we redid it. And it took us 3 years, so we didn't do any franchise deal for the next 3 years, from January 2012 to January 2015. And in the last 6 months, when we thought that we are franchise ready, we could sign 7 Punjab Grills, out of which 4 are out of India. And we did 6 other franchise deals on bakers and other brands that we have. And thanks to you guys also that you helped us in that endeavor to us. So franchising is not a business that we think today that we'll do it and tomorrow we'll start doing it and people start throwing money on you. You have to have systems, processes, and we created a blue book for our Punjab Grill, and that book perpetually has each and every answer that could probably come into the mind of a prospective franchisee. And so if he opens and talks about the uniform and talks about the equipment and vendors and trainings and modules and hiring, every HR process that you might think of, or any FAQ that you might have in your mind, that's there captured in that book. And when we made that book, we still keep doing upgradation on that, because you keep learning and you keep interacting. And I want to add one more very important aspect of Lightbite here, is that we are a franchisor for our brand, like Punjab Grill, street food of by Punjab Grill, then Bakers, then we've signed a store in Abu Dhabi for Asia 7 and Zambar also. These are all franchise stores. But we are also a franchisee. So we are a franchisee to KFC. We are a franchisee to Pizza Hut. We are a franchisee to Subway. We are a franchisee to Presco. So we are in a very perfect situation. We are either side of the fence, so we can understand and appreciate what's happening on this other side. So, it is all the more important for us that learning is better, because we know as a franchisee what we have to do, and we know what as a franchisor what the other person or the franchisee would expect from us. So it's a tightrope walking, but we somehow are able to do it. And the last part of your question is that cuisine. So we thought that best way is to expand in India. We thought, got an opportunity to expand out of India. So we were investing heavily into US market, and we thought we'll go into New York. New York is a very visible market. We thought it was going to be very risky market if we don't do good. So we calculated and entered into Washington. So we are doing our first concept as American Tandoor in Tyson's Corner in Washington. And so we were wondering whether we should open a Punjab Grill there, because Rasika, an Indian concept in Washington, does very well. But we thought we'll have to expand in the next 5 to 7 years, so might as well do a concept which is very similar and very casual. Like, people don't want very serious dining, and Lightbite is all about serious dining and good food and no fun. So basically we kind of changed the concept and changed the cuisine and made it American Tandoor, which is a local version of Punjab Grill. So an American would find American Tandoor as what Indian find Punjab Grill is. So we have kind of experimented on the cuisine and changed it for the local market. Thank you.
So I think he's made a good point that if you're going out to a global market like New York or some other, you probably need to put some elements of their cuisine or the way they like to consume their food into your concept to be able to get or probably have a fusion, in which case the way they have done, to be able to adapt to the market that you're going to, and yet have a flavor of your own brand which you're taking from India to other markets. So good point there, Sharad, and I think that's a good move to reach out to a new market. We also have with us Akhilesh Bector. Akhilesh Bector is the director at Cremica, Mrs. Bector's Foods. Akhilesh, we've been partnering for this show for many years now. But and how do you see, as a food processing organization, how do you see, and how have you seen in the past, companies or restaurant brands can grow if they have one food processing partner, and how do you actually help getting restaurants more standardized in their operations and their food delivery?
It's a very good point, Ritu. Like, it's in the ever-growing scenario where restaurants and franchises are ever expanding. Where Mrs. Bector Foods Cremica comes in is we try to provide standardization across the products. So, we've basically, what we've done is we've done our best to cater to the local tastes and the product innovations that we've done working through with local chefs and local tastes. And we've kind of struck that chord where, our products, maybe we've stood by certain restaurant chains, and we've helped their chefs develop the menus. So I think where Cremica comes in is to help, like how Rahul pointed out, the whole systems is a small part of the systems, but it's a critical part of the systems where we help standardize the products as much as possible throughout the franchise. So I think that's one place where Cremica contributes to the franchise.
Considering the brands that you may have worked with, how did you think it really helped them to go from, let's say, from one region, or to spread within a region, or to go national, according to you, in the last 3 or 4 years?
For example, we've worked with a lot of local bakeries. One such example that comes up is Nick Bakers in Chandigarh, where we collaborated with. And a lot of the local palates in the Punjab palate is is maybe a little different to the rest of the Indian palate. So we kind of, we helped develop certain products which, when, for example, we did a tandoori mayonnaise, which went fantastically in a tandoori sandwich. That's an example which I can think of. And yeah, that's definitely helped, chains like Nick Baker's and alike, who, certain product innovations and, catering to those local tastes where we can come in and provide the expertise that our team of chefs provide, and we help to.
Sure. So as I was talking in the morning also, consistency would probably be one of the key areas that you would need to work on if you have to take your brand from one to multiple locations. And probably it needs that you work, I think it was something Mr. Kapoor also well pointed out, that you need to work a lot with your vendors, with your suppliers, in order to be able to getting it right. Because once you grow into any sort of growth, whether it is your own company-owned stores or whether it's franchise stores, once you're in it, you really have to push the pedal and go all for it. So you cannot start developing your systems or bring standardization along the way. To a large extent, it has to be planned pre-hand by yourself to be able to go in the market, and that's where I think a lot of work has been done by them in this area. So great point there, Akhilesh. I'll come to Abhinav. They have Abhinav and his partner, they're developing a great concept which is called the Gourmet Hub. And it is really all about combining dining with entertainment. Today, half of the reason why people really go out is because they're looking at fun in dining out. You anyway have food at home, so it's the novelty of eating out is not about just food, but it is also about the fun and the entertainment that you can get out of it, on which Abhinav and his organization is really working on. Abhinav, why don't you tell us a little more about it?
Thank you very much, and thank you very much for your time today. Very interesting discussion in the morning. Not that there was anything that we did not know, but a very nice recap. I heard Naren talk about standardization, Rahul, standardization. Sharath had a very interesting point of view, something that I have very close to my mind, and I'd like to elucidate on. Not that everybody does not have every rogue stomach tagged out there, but the other side. So we're a real estate company, and I'm also a restaurateur. I have a product in Dubai called Koila. Our brand of shisha is very popular. Popular to say that we have customers that go overseas, go to the US, take our shisha along. In all of this, we've had a very strong penchant for quality. As a result, we don't franchise. That's something that I've been discussing with everybody today. At the same time, on the other end of the continuum, the real estate continuum, I'm not going to talk about numbers. Everybody knows the numbers. We're going to talk about some ideas. I'll take you back to your various memory lanes. So the growing up memories, the tier 2 Khantagars of the world with the fixture of the halwai, the swank restaurant in a Tony upscale neighborhood. Everybody remembers the tastes, everybody remembers the flavors. So the memory, the hook that causes you to go back, it's the memory, it's not the food. If our variously spoiled taste buds were to be compelled to go back to such a place, one might just smile, or one might just recoil in horror. And if you were smiling, damn the amount of lead that it contained, you wouldn't care. So back then we weren't so angry, we were a considerably more forgiving lot. Today we're not. So what is it that we need to do to be able to create a new drawing board? Something that's already happening. There's a groundswell movement already taking place. It's the marriage of all of these things under a roof. Go to a sanitary ware marketplace. The sanitary ware marketplace is hugely popular. Go to a standalone sanitary ware store, it doesn't run. Similarly, a doctor's shop. Similarly, a bunch of doctor's shops that run a lot. Why? Because the customer is spoiled for variety. We had a very nice gentleman in the morning from Delhi Heights talking about his 15-year-old son who was, saying, what do you want to eat? I want to go to a restaurant that has a lot of variety. What kind of variety? A lot of variety. He doesn't know, but he wants a lot of variety. He wants a lot of fun. So you put all of these things under one roof. You marry it with family entertainment. You marry it with movies. you create a collective principle. Every restaurant has to market itself, has to do its own promotions, has to do its own theme. Make a collective. So we have promotions. Our idea is we atrium-centric it. That's our commercial hook. We have this wonderfully interesting thing steeped in the wine of anonymity, batched together by the fiber optic called the internet, which enables, it's a double-edged sword, but it does enable all of us to prosper, stand stiff, be very, very proper with our systems and processes. That running at the back creates for us this real estate continuum that we call the Gourmet Hub, of which we're targeting 15 in the next 3 years. I will take you across to this little jewel that we've got started in Punjabi Bagh for you to be able to understand it better. If we can have the AV, please.
Can you have the video on the screen, please?
Have you ever wished to be truly spoilt by choice, where you can taste diverse foods? Haven't you ever craved for a dust-free environment to spend quality time with your family? Welcome to Gourmet Hub by Legend, India's first integrated fun, food and family entertainment destination. The place which you were craving to go is now in your neighborhood and is just a stone's throw away. Every time you visit a Gourmet Hub, a new experience will be waiting for you, designed specially for you and always suiting your pocket. Looking for a place where you can find entertainment? Gourmet Hub is a place where you can expect something exciting by the way of events. We know you love food and entertainment, and that's why we have created a bucket of specialty restaurants with wide dining options and events to enjoy. For food lovers and their never-quenched thirst for new dishes, events such as food exhibitions where one can display their products, cookery shows where one learns about the recipes, which inspires viewers to give their taste buds an adventure with thrill, and fun-filled music concerts with full excitement and for utmost satisfaction. Not refrain from the fun that one can get at Gourmet Hub. Here the children can explore a great platform where they can have fun and learn in an enjoyable manner. As you all know, wellness industry is the next trillion-dollar industry. The Legend Group provides a blend of yoga, weight training, aerobics in a fitness club under the guidance of certified trainers. Feel the aroma, strengthen your aura and re-energize yourself from our spas. Apart from tasting the delicacies, you can also inquire about different variety of foods from the food directory. Various restaurant owners can list themselves and they will get a large amount of database for their business. Last but not the least, people from all over the globe gather here with their delicacies, and Gourmet Hub is shortly going to announce the Food Awards too. Hey foodies, get ready! If you are a mall owner, Gourmet Hub by Legend helps you in converting your mall into a destination for people. Hence, it becomes a huge business opportunity for restaurant owners. Legend Group will provide you with a single point solution to all your worries by strategically creating a right mix of restaurants and shops without any headache of managing rent or other things. Therefore, with the help of more than 300 international brands from all over the world and continuously growing, Gourmet Hub by Legend has the right acumen to create a mix that will enhance your experience manyfold. One thing is for sure, you will keep on revisiting Gourmet Hub to experience more. Gourmet Hub. Join the family together.
Well, entertainment and dining is really what the future of food is looking to be, and I think there is a lot of scope for new food destinations to come up, which probably have entertainment embedded into it, and the food kind of follows along with it. So great, Abhinav.